And for those of you watching live, unless there's a mishap, we should be ready to start on time. Please hit the like button. It helps the channel a lot. And if there's a mishap and I miss the 0 mark of the timer, it'll just read go for a while. Thank you so much. I'll see you soon. Hey, guess who it is? Hi everyone, my name is Sydney. Welcome to the SydStream. How's everyone doing tonight? I'm doing, you know what? I've been better. All things considered, I'm doing great. What was I going to do? You know what I was going to do? Here's what I was going to do. I'm underprepared for tonight's stream. It's really, I'm underprepared for a combination of 2 reasons. Okay, so one of those reasons is just laziness. There was over the weekend there was some. Hey Breck, how's it going? There was some time that I could have spent preparing this stream that I didn't. But on top of that, it is obscenely hot. It is so hot that I considered canceling the show. The reason why I didn't is because it's good to, have the habit, that consistency. And more importantly, like, what else was I going to do? It's just as hot whether I'm streaming or not. It is ever so slightly hotter in this room than it is in the other rooms in my apartment, but it's not that bad. I got my 2 fans set up. I should be good for tonight. And something that I gotta say with the those cards that I used to prepare the stream, even for a stream that was as last minute as tonight, it was still much better than it was before when I was scrambling around with a Google Doc. So I'm really happy with that. I will prepare you. Basically, we only have 1 segment tonight. It might be a shorter stream. Again, it is obscenely hot. Actually, you know what? Let me show you how hot it is. I will show you because This is my last summer without air conditioning. I'm telling you that now. I made that decision during the last heat wave about a month ago or so. But yeah, I can't be having another summer like this one. So, okay. It is not so bad. Don't forget, folks, it is 10 a.m. Sorry, it's 10 p.m. presently. Okay, so the sun has set a while ago, and it is presently 30 degrees Celsius with the humidex. How much is that? Wait, 30 degrees Celsius to Fahrenheit. So yeah, it's 86 degrees Fahrenheit for my American friends with the humidity. And that is at 10 p.m. The sun has set a while ago. So that's how hot it was today. It was so hot that I considered canceling the stream. But we're here, and we have only one segment that I will set. Oh, before I do, though, I just want to talk about something real quick, because last week, actually, let me prepare this. It won't be long, I promise you, because I've been doing this on a weekly basis for the last little while, and I wanna put an end to this. But I've learned things since last week, which put even more nuance, you know? Spoiler alert, I'm going to talk about The Flash again. I promise you it's only going to take a couple minutes. Yes, my desktop audio is muted. Last week, y'all remember this thing, which I spent, hey, Darth Shady, I spent a while complaining about this and how this illustrates why I stopped watching the show and that I'm happy. However, I have since learned that it's even worse than that. You see, again, this is literally like a mock scene of a Power Rangers scene. I don't know if the Power Rangers song was in the show or added after. It doesn't really matter. One thing to know is these putties here. By putties, I mean the generic supervillains. No, they're not even villains. They're like the goons in Power Rangers. They're gray. There are a bunch of them. They don't matter. So these putties that I didn't know at the time are actually Godspeed, who is an established villain in the Flash world. However, I didn't know that he could duplicate. Like, this whole creating duplicates of yourself is so rare that I actually Googled it to see if he could. Yeah, no, I'm not disabling my ad blocker. Oh, I just did. Give me a second here. This is me. Oh, really? There we go. Okay. So, like I was trying to say, this whole duplication that Godspeed can do, I had to Google if he can actually do it in the comics. Like, I most definitely read this comic here. However, he does it so rarely that I completely forgot about it. This looks like New 52 shit, and they fucking took it up to a whole new level. And as a further illustration as to how far the Flash show has fallen, the final battle. Remember when I was complaining about how the Flash throwing Speed Force Lightning is annoying to me, although canonical? This, I doubt, is canonical. The fucking final duel of that season, of season 7, they had Speed Force lightsabers, and the Flash and another speedster had a lightsaber battle with Godspeed at super speed. So that's it for that. Let me just prepare the actual segment. Hey, cool! It took just a couple minutes, like I thought it would. I will prepare the one and only segment for tonight. And oh, one thing for the segment, we how can I say this? I don't have an ending for tonight's segment. I don't know how I'm gonna end it, but it will probably be fitting. But yeah, I just wanted to. Once I cover all the points that I know I'm gonna cover, we'll see what happens. Gonna talk about some shit. Um, oh, actually, should I put it at this timestamp right away? I think I will. Let me. Oh yeah, it's here. Okay, 123. $123 in how many seconds? Okay. You'll improv your ending. Yeah. Ooh, is that an exact timestamp? Close enough. All right. You know what? Hey, dueling. Oh, tech. Yeah, actually, you know what? I I I don't have much to add, but since you're asking, Frank, and since I'm underprepared, let me do something really quickly. I don't like to do this, but I want to grab some kind of cloth so I can fucking wipe the sweat off my face. Give me a second. I'm back. I'm back. Oh shit. My desktop audio was muted, so y'all didn't hear any of that. Sorry about that. But yeah, let me just wipe the sweat off my brow for a second here. I don't need your music. Thank you. It is ridiculously hot. To those of you that just joined, it's so hot that I pondered canceling tonight's stream. But here I am soldiering on, baby. To answer your question, Frank, if I don't have that much technical analysis to do on crypto, really. All I can say is we're back, and like I say this a lot, but ooh, is this in? Okay, that's why. Let me just log in here. Yikes, it's not even in night mode. Give me a second here. Think I'm gonna fucking show you you think I'm gonna show you a chart that's in fucking light mode? Fuck that shit. Give me a second. Shit, they moved everything around. Okay, there it is. Now we're back. Okay. So yeah, I don't have much to say. I mean, Bitcoin's doing well, and therefore all cryptos are doing well. What I really like to see is that not only are like the main thing that I use that'll override almost anything is the actual candlestick pattern, and this is a clear like bullish trend. So we're doing good. What I really like is that. This was a this was a clear indicator of an upward momentum on the weekly chart. So this is going to be it's going to be cool sailing for a while now, and same thing for Ethereum because as most of y'all know, Bitcoin tends to drive the price of other cryptos. So yeah, we're going good. I doubt I don't know how much higher it's gonna go. However, let me. Why don't I have my drawings? Oh, I don't know why I don't have my drawings, and I don't feel like drawing them again. Wait. Yeah, they're like not there. Well, fuck it. All I can say is I don't know how much higher Bitcoin is gonna go. Um, I've had I've been promised $100,000 crypto too often. It's whatever. That's why I always look at the BTC pair for alts. Huh? Wait. That's why I always look at the Bitcoin pair for alts. I'm not sure what that means, and I'm sure it would be too long to explain right now. However, if I go through this segment as fast as I think I might, feel free to try to explain it to me succinctly. Let me just do this. I've already prepared the segment, so let me take a swig of water and we should be ready to go. Oh, man. Okay. A there's storm happening right now, so if ever the stream dies in the middle of a sentence, that's what happened, and I probably won't come back, but should be able to go through this here. Let's see. Okay. So I want to talk about Contrapoints. Contrapoints is a leftist YouTuber who I jokingly call the all mother of leftist YouTube. So many people refer to her as having been like majorly influential, and sadly, a natural result of the masterpieces that she creates. A side effect of that is that she doesn't release videos often. Well, she released a new video this weekend called Envy, and I gotta say, I do recommend it. However, if you don't watch it, I totally understand because that video is almost 2 hours long, and not only is it really long, but it's packed with information and jokes, and for that reason, I actually watched most of it at like 1x at normal speed. I tried to plow through the end real quick, but there is a lesson in this video which I think is valuable for anyone, and I want to make sure that people who aren't willing to watch almost 2 hours of content would at least get my takeaways from it. And it actually concretely helped me this weekend. So the way Contra often starts her videos, she'll start with like anecdotes involving celebrities, and then use those anecdotes to make like examples. She'll use those stories about celebrities as examples and illustrate what those represent. And the examples that she used, like the one that comes to mind is Kim Kardashian when she celebrated her 40th birthday by going on a private island and tweeted about it while, most people were on lockdown. And people weren't happy about that, So that kind of thing would be examples of envy. And early on in this video, she describes the difference between envy and jealousy. And I don't think that difference is very meaningful for the takeaway that I got from it, but I just want to explain real quick. So jealousy is mainly about something that you already have, and when you're trying to protect it, that can spawn feelings of jealousy. So a common example of that is when you're the oldest child, and then all of a sudden there's a new child that comes around, and now mommy and daddy aren't paying attention to you anymore, or that's how it feels to you, that kind of thing. Whereas envy is mainly for things that you don't have, so that you want them but you don't have them. An example of that would be, I don't know, the wealth necessary to just travel to a private island for a week with your friends and family to celebrate your 40th birthday. So I just want to clear out that, people confuse envy and jealousy a lot. And there is a difference that is relevant. However, just for the sake of this video, I'm always talking about envy. So if you hear me say jealousy, I won't correct myself, but I will have meant envy. That's always what I mean. And the thing about envy is it's very difficult to tell that we're experiencing envy, because the feeling of envy, when you envy someone, you're kind of admitting to yourself that, at least in that particular regard, it kind of feels painful, because you have to admit to yourself that you're lacking or inferior to that person in that specific regard, and that will lead to feelings of shame and guilt, because again, admitting that you're inferior to someone who's making you mad is very painful emotionally. And also the guilt, in the sense that envy is often malicious, like the whole feeling of, if I can't have this, no one can. So when we see someone who has that thing that we want, let's say it's a Lamborghini, to see them like lose the Lamborghini and for whatever reason, kind of gives you that schadenfreude, that feeling of joy that you get from seeing other people suffer when you think that you deserve it. And yeah, jealousy is also, you don't want the other person to have it. Envy, you want what they have, but not exclusively. Yeah, exactly. Okay, yeah, you don't want them to not have it. Yeah, I get it. That's a good nuance, Dark Shady. But the point that I'm driving at is that in this constant quest of ours to deal with the cognitive dissonance that we're almost always experiencing, we, especially once we've reached adulthood, we've become so good at it that we kind of deal with it without realizing that we even feel it, right? And that that often manifests also in the form of telling yourself that you didn't want it anyway. Like the fucking legend of cognitive dissonance is that fox who can't reach the grapes, and the fox, he tells himself, oh, those grapes are probably sour, that kind of thing. And that feeling of envy is often expedited by the proximity effect. So actually, let me see if I can find a quick Google search here. Trying to avoid it being a talking head this whole time, even though I do have some things. Let me try and add one. Okay, hopefully it has a nice picture. Okay, you know what? This will illustrate this. Ah, geez, fucking ad blocker. Or is this? Man, I'm starting to feel that the ad blocker isn't worth it because I have YouTube Premium anyway. So I have the ad blocker for no reason except to slow down whenever I go on some fucking news sites. But regardless of that, the proximity effect that I was just talking about, a common example of that is how winning a silver medal often feels worse than winning bronze. This is even more true in like elimination style tournaments, but the idea is that the bronze medalist is happy to be on the podium at all, but the silver medalist keeps like wondering like what if, which is why you can get not like I would say this is a very blatant example of the kind of stinky face that happens when you're on that podium and you're not really smiling. And I would not be surprised at all if the bronze medalist on that same podium, you know, sitting next to or opposite from Michaela Maroney here, was fucking smiling from ear to ear, full teeth, all that shit, because you know you're just happy to be there. Now, when you have this unresolved envy, or by unresolved I mean like envy that you may not even realize that you have because you kind of deal with it in different ways. It could be mature or not. But when you let this feeling of envy run around in your psyche, it can turn into contempt, which can often get exaggerated in especially the American culture of like flaunting what you have, which yeah, it's just something to look out for. And an example of that that Contrapoints uses, which is illustrated a couple ways, is the in art, the cliche or the meme of a the older failed artist who sees this young up and comer who can it seems like they can fucking create art spontaneously without even trying. They're just having fun and they're making these masterful pieces of art, and the old curmudgeon, a common defense against like the feeling of envy or the shame of watching this young fuck, like of watching this young fuck make better art than you without even trying when you've been fucking slaving at your craft your entire life and didn't get any recognition for it, is to channel the envious feeling of inferiority into moral superiority. And we see this all the time. I would say that this kind of thing is an example of not dealing with it in a mature way. However, it's so common, like the you know, this youngin here might have done this great scene, but it broke these rules here that you really have to maintain, and therefore that's why it's inferior to what I would have done or whatever. And that is one way of dealing with it, but there are more mature ways, which is a phenomenon called sublimation, where and sublimation isn't really just a thing that you how can I say this? Sublimation isn't just a thing that you can do with envy. You can take any negative or frowned upon emotion, and through sublimation you channel it into something more productive. Sublimation is the psychological term here. Let me just switch over here to the the different defense mechanisms, which Contra talks about in her video. I'm definitely not going to read all this, but I think it's relevant to just look at the different ways that we can deal with our emotions, okay? So in psychoanalytic theory, a defense mechanism is an unconscious psychological operation that functions to protect a person from anxiety-producing thoughts and feelings related to internal conflicts and outer stressors, okay? And in psychology, there are levels with which you can deal with this, okay? Let's just skip to this one here. So level 1 is pathological, where the defenses in conjunction permit one to effectively rearrange external experiences to eliminate the need to cope with reality. So this is with things like delusion, denial, distortion. I would how can I say this? The example of the old curmudgeonly artist, I would say that would be an example of like the pathological coping mechanism. Then you have the immature ones, which are things like acting out, passive aggressive behavior. I'm sure we're all familiar with that. I'm sure we've done it more recently than we might like to admit. And things like projection and things like that. Level 3, which is neurotic. Level 3, which is neurotic, includes things like displacement, dissociation, repressing the emotion, which, yeah, it's fine in the short term, but in the longer term, you might cause bigger problems later down the line. And sublimation, which I mentioned here, the transformation of unhelpful emotions or instincts into healthy actions, behaviors, or emotions. For example, playing a heavy contact sport such as football or rugby can transform aggression into a game. So that would be an example of a mature thing, like playing football, no matter what you think of it, is more productive than picking fights in a bar, for instance. Someone with a diploma feeling superior to someone who is a skilled without diploma. Yeah, absolutely. That's a great example. In the scale that we just looked at, and again, don't get your psychological advice from some guy on the internet. This is all very, very new to me. But what you're describing, which is great, Dark Shady, I would say it's probably in the like denial distortion kind of thing. You're grossly reshaping an external reality to meet an internal need. Oh, they I have a diploma, which means well, you get what I mean. So let me continue with my notes here. Oh yeah, I just want to use an example of this. This happened the next day after I watched that video, actually, where I won't get into details, but I was feeling annoyed with some friends, and there wasn't much that I can do about it. So I remembered, the concept of sublimation, and then I channeled that annoyance into cleaning up the apartment. So that would be a tiny little concrete example of me having benefited from this as recently as Sunday. So there you go. So now, before we continue, I think it would be important to take a look at this lesson here, because again, this video is almost 2 hours long, but this short segment here, it deals with politics, and I think there's a lot to learn. Now, keep in mind, Contrapoints is coming at this from a leftist perspective, but this lesson is useful to anyone. It'll be clear in a second. Let's watch.
implications of all this, since I guess this channel is about politics. Sometimes I have to read my own Wikipedia article to remember what I'm doing with my life. So this morality of resentment, of impotence, and permanently frustrated revenge judges that power is evil. I don't use foundation, I just use concealer. I know that's like not how you're supposed to do makeup, but I don't need to be good at makeup, okay? I have 1 million subscribers on YouTube. I don't need to be good. There was a New York Times article about young women's attitudes toward political ambition, and one of the women who was interviewed said, "As a white woman, I know I have unearned privilege. So am I really the best person to be in leadership?" Yes. Yes, you are, because we need leaders like you who are capable of questioning the legitimacy of their own authority. Otherwise, we're just gonna be stuck with another blonde beast of prey. And of course, it's good to be aware of your privilege, especially as a leader, but let's not be so self-effacing that we efface ourselves off the face of the earth. This is the self-sabotage of resentment values. If you think power is evil, then you've given up on the ambition to acquire any power, which virtually guarantees your political irrelevance.
So the whole perception of power as evil, which guarantees your political irrelevance, I can, some of y'all might understand where this is going, but I just wanted to, just before this clip, there was a Martin Luther King quote that, Jesus Christ, I forgot how amazing a speaker Martin Luther King is. I will not try to imitate him, but I will read it here because Jesus Christ is an amazing quote. So the quote is, "Power without love is reckless and abusive, and love without power is sentimental and anemic. Power at its best is love implementing the demands of justice, and justice at its best is power correcting everything that stands against love." So the notion, the takeaway from this quote is that it's great to be all hippy dippy and all, but if you don't have power, it's just like empty thoughts, which is what she was driving at when she was saying that if you see power as evil because you're maybe a little envious of the people who have it, it might be another feeling, but it's this negative feeling of it's a negative feeling of in the face of power that you're kind of dealing with in by just telling yourself that it's evil, right? So that is an absolute risk. Let's continue with the clip.
Since, like MLK said, you have to at least have some power to implement the demands of justice. Remember what incels call taking the black pill, this conviction that the reason you don't have a girlfriend is just that you're genetically undesirable. There's nothing you can do to change it, and I guess women are just too shallow to be attracted to all the amazing hatred and spite that festers in your heart. For a lot of black-pilled incels, it seems like there's only one thing left in life that they enjoy, which is simply the pleasure of complaining, of moaning in pain. It reminds me of a comment from Dostoevsky's second most horrible protagonist.
Even in toothache, there is enjoyment. In that case, of course, people are not spiteful in silence, but moan. But they are not candid moans, they are malignant moans, and the malignancy is the whole point.
The moan is a protest against the meaninglessness of pain, and part of the satisfaction of moaning is inflicting your pain on other people. This kind of malignant moaning, it's kind of the opposite of music, because a lot of music, like blues, is benevolent moaning that transforms pain into pleasure. I mean, that's what blues is all about. My woman don't love me no more, but I know her sister will, you know? Optimism. I think a lot of incel discourse is really just malignant moaning, right? It's not an attempt to diagnose or solve any problem. It's just a contagious expression of misery, a moan of pain that masquerades as a political agenda.
Is this starting to sound familiar to certain libertarians out there? Let's continue the segment.
Sexual Marxism, they call it. The redistribution of sex.
Oh shit, they actually believe this.
That's
that is so
valid.
fucked up.
Of course, they don't actually expect any of this to happen. That's not the point. So incels are kind of a universal punching bag online. It's very easy to point and laugh at them. But what's harder is to look in the mirror and notice how these exact same tendencies are rampant in our own communities. So the incel black pill is just one instance of what I call an ideology of resentment, a discourse that outwardly appears like moral or political critique, but which on examination is mainly just a resentful moan. The goal of resentment politics is not to improve conditions. In fact, the resentful person is full of contempt for any morally compromised sellouts who are attempting to enact plausible reforms. They don't want victory. They don't want power. They want to endlessly critique power. Because for them, critique is an important psychological defense against feeling impotent. Shaler described it this way.
It is peculiar to ressentiment criticism that it does not seriously desire that its demands be fulfilled. It does not want to cure the evil. The evil is merely a pretext for the criticism.
What am I going to do with my eyes? I think a pink.
We're almost there.
Look. We've been doing a lot of pink looks. I love that hay fever look. As a general rule, the more radical a political community claims to be, the more likely it is to be a community of resentment. Self-styled radicals will tell you superficial.
Wait, let's rewind that last part. Explaining why she's putting on makeup during this bit is too long and besides the point. Let's rewind.
It is to be a community of resentment.
Whoops.
A political community. I love that eyes. I think a pink kind of look. We've been doing a lot of pink looks. I love that hay fever look. As a general rule, the more radical a political community claims to be, the more likely it is to be a community of resentment. Self-styled radicals will tell you superficial surface reforms do not interest us. The problem must be critiqued at its root. And then the root turns out to be this universal, all-encompassing evil, right? Society itself, the system, the machine. A resentment ideologue always imagines himself to be engaged in a kind of satanic revolt against an omnipotent, omnipresent enemy. Okay, I just need to do makeup for a second. It's harder than it looks to be a makeup vlogger. Like, it's hard to talk while doing this. And nothing short of total revolution counts as any sort of victory whatsoever. We have to dismantle the entire system. Burn it all down. I guess it's pedestrian to point out that this is the revolutionary utopian equivalent of Christians awaiting the last judgment. Our kingdom is coming, comrades. Often the appeal of utopian ideology is similar to religion. It's not about healthcare, higher wages, relief from police violence. Those are actual goals that could be demanded, worked for, and achieved. Utopian ideology instead promises relief from some general malaise, alienation. And so ironically,
Okay, so that I don't know how many nerves were struck in this, how many light bulbs went off, but when I watched that bit, that was by far the most profound bit for me because the whole taxation is theft meme that our libertarians like to espouse, the notion that anything short of dismantling government is not enough. And in the abstract, I agree, but that also illustrates why libertarianism, as far as the main discourse, is kind of irrelevant and has been for a while. I'm reminded of okay. I've covered this on my channel before. I have a 3-part series back when I was shaving in the bathroom that's over there, about how I'm a proud, principled non-voter. The pride part that volume knob has dialed down a little, but it is definitely the fact that there is no candidate who truly represents my values has held up for a long time, okay, many years. However, and I even covered this in that 3-part series. I did vote to kick Jean Charest, who was the last premier of Quebec, or one of them anyway. It was a while ago. The last time Jean Charest was in power, the election that kicked him out. Actually, you know what? Let's Google this. So yeah, Jean Charest got voted out in 2012. So that's when that was actually the last time I voted. And as I explained in that series, the only reason that I voted for him, that I voted in that election, was because, without going into too much detail, Jean Charest had said something particularly vile at a conference, and I remember the outrage that video clip spawned, and I knew he was done right there, and I wanted to participate in the collective fuck you that for sure the province was about to give him, and despite that, I voted for the party that, among the candidates that I could vote for, best represented my values. It was a new party. I knew it was a throwaway vote because the county that I live in, it's always like, almost always one of the two major parties that gets in. And I voted for a totally new party called Option Nationale. They got 0 seats. The founder of the party didn't get elected in his own county, and soon after went back into the private sector. That is how crushing that defeat was for that particular party. But at least I got to participate in the fucking middle finger that Quebec collectively gave to Jean Charest. But the reason that I'm bringing this up, and the reason why the clip that I just showed you reminded me of that story so viscerally, is because when I posted on Facebook that I had voted, like I had just come home from voting, and I posted on Facebook that I had voted, I was surprised at how upset my libertarian friends were with me. It was as if I had kicked down their door and taken half of their paycheck myself. I was not expecting that. And my vote was a throwaway vote, that is, it's all fun it's fun and all to complain about how corrupt the system is and how the fundamental systems that are in place need to be changed. I totally agree with you. But it is, you just got to be careful to make sure that you're not using that as an excuse to just begrudgingly moan all day, and to make sure that your criticism of the system isn't the point in and of itself. Like, at some point we got to start making changes, and without going into too much detail, there's a very controversial law or policy that will be enacted in Quebec shortly, and a very small glimmer of hope that I have, that I wouldn't have if I had this like Puritan principled non-voter shit, is that next year's an election year. Now, this is a very faint glimmer of hope, because if all 3 major parties support this controversial policy, then we're fucked. I can't imagine the outrage at this being big enough to put like some small new party into power. So yeah, like, again, and I said this a couple weeks ago when I talked about how Viva Fry, the Montreal litigator turned YouTuber, who decided to run for parliament, if we lived in the same county and I was in a position to vote for him, I might actually vote for him. I might actually show up. So I would say that the difference here is that it's important to not walk over dollars to pick up dimes. So, what I mean by that is to pass up genuine, legitimate opportunities to enact change that are in the direction that you want to see, just because you'd be compromising some high principled value. Because yeah, I would say that in the abstract spheres in a vacuum world, yeah, voting itself does kind of betray my principles. However, in the real world, in the very, very, very rare occasion that someone who actually represents my values is running and I'm in a position to vote for that person, to not do so would be ridiculous. And that is something that that I've been coming to terms with over the last couple of years. And it was just really, fascinating to see Contrapoints mention this philosophy or this phenomena, obviously from a leftist perspective, like, oh, the revolution is here, comrades. Replace comrades with, I don't know, meme lords or some shit. Oh, actually, speaking of meme lords, I'll bring you back to this, the levels of defense mechanisms here. Something that I noticed over here in the mature level here is humor. So it's kind of a meme. It's kind of a meme to talk about how useless memes are and how they don't really change anything. But, not only are they very powerful psychological bullets that can like really make a message stick with people, but they're also, for the meme maker and also for the meme sharers, a nice, mature way to channel this frustration, this general malaise that we feel into something that's at least more socially acceptable. So, yeah, I hope you enjoyed this. Those were my thoughts. I would be very curious to know what your thoughts are. If you like this video, I'm sure you'll enjoy this video right here. Please click on the card right here and watch the next one. Thank you so much. I'll see you soon. Nice. I might actually be able to use that. Breck, I don't know who the blonde beast of prey is, which is why I didn't answer you. And didn't Jordan Peterson advocate sexual Marxism at least through... I'm not familiar enough with Peterson's material to know. I see Peterson... how can I say this? I've heard people say that Peterson has advocated for sexual Marxism. However, the people that I've heard say this, they clearly hate Jordan Peterson to the point where I can't take anything they say about him seriously. So I wouldn't know. If it's coming from someone who hates the person anyway, you got to take it with a grain of salt. So yeah, he spoke against it. There we go. I'll let you two duke it out in the chat. But yeah, the only people that I'd heard say that he said that absolutely hate him. So take that for what it's worth. All right, let's do a quick day of Stardew Valley and then we can head out. Geez, I managed to take that segment home a lot better than I thought I would. So I'm really happy. And hopefully the end product will be interesting. Anarchical fires are extinguished by pragmatism. It's going to be choppy for a second. this. All right. I wanted to make sure you at least saw, because I don't think you've seen the first day of a new season, Darth Shady. It isn't that special, but it only happens on the first day of a season, so I'm glad you'll be able to see this. Again, it ain't that special. All right. Hey, oh. All right, nothing's... Oh, it's Penny's birthday tomorrow. Oh, I had no idea. All right, let's pet Junior. Welcome to Kozu 5. It's gonna be clear and sunny all day tomorrow. Whoops. Yes, I know, I just saw it. Ah, I see that a new viewer has joined. The spirits are somewhat annoyed today. Okay, so it's gonna be another slightly unlucky day. We have to make sure and give Junior a lot of attention now that we have June. I was just talking about this. That is amazing. I'm not sure to what extent like all people would say this when you get married, but of all the people to say this, it's really funny to me that Penny said it. All right. We don't want any jealousy between them. Yeah, for sure. All right. Aw, smooch. Again, June will literally not do anything. Yeah, June is sleeping. June will always be sleeping until someday she's magically sitting up in her crib. All right, let's clear out the field. Aw. Whoops. Okay, it's not that bad. Of course, all of these are summer and fall crops, which is why they're not dead, but all of these are. Ooh, I think I know what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna clear this out here. Yeah, I'm adding another field. I think I have room for it. Let me just see here. No, it's right here. Boom. All right, I'm adding another bed of corn, and all of this is going to be pumpkins. Let me just get rid of this here. Pumpkins and corn. Jesus Christ, I have so much corn. Let's plant this shit. Oh, thanks, Breck. Great segment. Thank you. Oh, yeah, I forgot to fertilize, but that's fine. Geez, how long does it takes 14 days? Fuck. 14 days. Okay, I know what I'm gonna do. Because pumpkins are fucking... Pumpkins are a great return. And now I have 9 of them. Okay, so what I'm gonna do... I'm fucking destroying all this hay. This wheat. Because I want at least 3 beds full of pumpkin. Okay. I'm going to need pumpkin. Fortunately, Pierre's store is open, so I'm gonna ride into town and do that real quick. Hey, Pam. Pam's going to work, and by work I mean she's just gonna stand at the bus station. I doubt I'm going anywhere today. Alright, what is this? I'll accept the quest. I didn't even read it, and I probably won't do it. Alright, let's do it. Hey, Penny. What are you doing here? Hi, honey, I'm just doing some shopping. Okay. Fair enough. Okay, so that's one bed and another one. Whoops. Yeah, listen, I'll just, I bought too many pumpkins, but whatever. Because since pumpkins take 14 days to grow, which means I need to plant them on the 1st of the month. That way I'll be able to get 2 batches. Which is why I destroyed my wheat field just now. Ooh. Hopefully I have enough fertilizer. Let me just make sure here. Yes, I do. Wait. Let me make sure of something here. Okay, good. Good. So I have 64. That's plenty. Let's do it. I almost feel like... Oh, actually, wait. This wheat is probably ready to harvest. Oh boy. Okay. Change of plan. We're going back to Pierre's. Oh, this is gonna be pumpkins, baby. Not that I need the money, but yeah. It's all pumpkins, baby. Pumpkins and corn. Pumpkins and corn. Come to Rock's Farm for some pumpkins and corn. This fall only, yes. Probably the same speech. Yeah, she's not even talking to me. All right. I'll give her space. I lost track, so I'm just gonna buy a shit ton. Just gonna buy a shit ton. Whoops, I went over 100, so let's do 125. Binky, I was reading your chat while I was clicking away buying some pumpkins, and I don't know Jordan Peterson's material enough to comment. The thing with Jordan Peterson is his speeches are really long, and he goes into these like deep abstract concepts. Like those seem to be like the really popular clips of his, and it's not always easy to... Well, actually, yeah, like sometimes it feels like he gets lost in the abstract, and it's difficult to follow unless you're kind of either familiar enough with the concepts that he's talking about, or it happens to be like one of the pragmatic things, you know, because it's not all just you know, hotty-toddy shit. There is pragmatic advice, but sometimes not. That's what I'm saying. I want to make sure I covered everything with fertilizer because I won't get another shot at this. Okay. Good. So, fertilizer only affects the first batch, which is why for a repeating crop like corn, there's no point putting fertilizer. So I won't. Great. So now, let's water all this shit. Ugh. I got a strip on my head. Let's just sell shit that I don't need. Oh, wheat I will actually need, so I'm keeping all this. Putting you back. Okay, I should have enough water to... A friend of mine linked me this this 9-minute clip of a Jordan Peterson lecture. It was just 9 minutes, And I gotta say, I have no idea what the fuck he was saying. I don't remember a damn thing about it. Jordan Peterson is very difficult to listen to while doing other things. You know, unless it's that really simple clean your room shit, it can be very difficult to get lost in it. All right. So we had enough water to water everything. Man, on the 14th of the month, I'm gonna be rich, biatch. Then again, there will have been 2 Sundays by that time. Whoops. Oh yeah. So the random shit that appears everywhere on your farm on the first of every new season, shit like this. Okay. Oh. I don't know if it's too late to let the animals out, but I will open the barn doors anyway. It's almost 5 p.m. We'll see. Yeah, they're not coming out. If they wanted to come out, they would be fucking huddling all around that door. And I mean huddle in the proper sense of huddling around a door. That wasn't a crypto meme. Yeah, it's 5 p.m. I doubt the animals are going to come out. Well, at least... Yeah, exactly. Well, too bad. Hey Breck, I'm curious. Did you watch Contrapoints' video? Because you seem to have been familiar with it, or at least familiar with her. So I'm curious. Okay. I don't even know why I check how much is in my silo, because I'm just gonna buy it if I'm low on hay this winter. Ooh, honey. Oh, you. There we go. Okay. Ooh, eggplant. Cool. Let's get some more oil here. Where are you? Here. Okay, so that's gone. What else? Rice is a spring crop. Okay, cool. Oh, there's Horsey. Let me just get rid of this piece of wood. Okay, so wheat goes here. Boom. Boom. I'm gonna have a bunch of flour. It's already 8 p.m. Nothing special here, so I'm just gonna sell these because I'm pretty sure I have my stacks. Bad dictation, sorry, not what I said. Hold your shoulders back. Oh, okay. Oh, cool. You're chatting amongst yourselves. All right. Ooh, I have 5 iridium. Holy shit. What are you doing here not smelted into a bar? Jesus. Whoops. Selling you. Okay. Cool. Gonna take 1 coal and put you here. Cool. I forgot one thing. Whoops. Fuck this. I'm just gonna sell the sea cucumber shit. I don't have enough of those. They're not kegs. They're something else. I don't feel like dealing with it right now. Wow. Man, I should really, yeah, exactly. Right when I'm at the fucking selling thing, my cheese is ready. All right. Let's calm down. I'm selling you because I don't want to wait around. Okay. Man, I'm probably not even going to go dungeon crawling tonight. We'll see. Okay. Yeah, as expected, the animals didn't do shit. Whoops. Go. Wait. Oh, I have an extra 100 hay here. Okay. So we should be good for a while. Like I was trying to say, I really want to familiarize myself with the fish that I am missing to see like when I can fish them and where, because especially for night fishing, there are like 2 more fish that I can catch if I just knew where to go fish for them, you know. Even on unlucky days, if it's like 10:20 p.m., that's more than enough time to like fish a little at least. Yeah, let's just put these in the kitchen. Actually, you know what? That might be the end. Let me... Okay, the eggplants go probably here. Yep. Boom. Can I make something? I'm short 3 complete breakfasts. So, 1, 2, 3. Hash brown and pancakes. So, 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. There we go. What else? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 30. Anything else I can make? Squid ink ravioli. +1 mining. Nah, not good enough. All right. Hey, later, Breck. Thanks for watching. Oh, I'll just sell my squid ink and call it a night in the game as well. Where are you? Here. Boom. All right. Hey, it's Penny's birthday tomorrow. Wait, let me... Okay, I still have some poppies, which is her favorite thing. So I'm just going to give her the same old poppy I give her all the time. Okay. 9,000 gold without really doing anything. That sounds like a good day's work. Didn't finish clearing out my farm, but whatever. Yeah. Desktop. You know the deal. Thank you very much for being here. Thank you very much for your continued support. I did the wrong thing just now, and I'll see you next week. Hopefully it won't be as hot. All right, you take care.